Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Shining Empathy. My name is Joel, and this is your new moon reading for Wednesday, September 20th, 2017. Now, first of all, I apologize for my leave of absence as of late. I know I've been out for a few of the readings that I would have done. I think it's been 2 full moons and a new moon that I've missed, so I'm really sorry about that. One of those was because of my trip out east to visit my family. After that, I needed a break just from the online space in general, so I took it. And after that, there's construction in my building going on, and the jackhammering hasn't allowed much in the way of audio time to even be able to record. So anyway, excuses aside, the gap is there. I apologize for that, and thanks for tuning back in with me. So this is for the new moon. For those who are tuning in for the first time maybe, or just don't know the moon cycles, the new moon has to do with beginnings, sowing the seeds of new intentions, new projects, new ideas, stuff like that, okay? Between now and the full moon, which is kind of like the process of like, so between the full moon and the new moon is when there's a bit of a lull, right? So it's like the crescendo has peaked and there's this lull in the energy up to the new moon where this like environment, this the stage is kind of being set for the next part. So new ideas might start coming to you in that area, but it's around the new moon that that all those ideas really start to manifest themselves in a much more tangible way in our minds. It's not until usually the full moon that things get really physical, when we really start to act on those ideas and just really take action on what we need to do, okay? So between now and the full moon, we're going to be taking these ideas, these new intentions, new projects, and where they'll go as far as where the action will take us up to the full moon. So let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, I'm going to pan you guys down here so you can see the reading. Hopefully that'll do. Alright, let's have a look here. Oh, I love when the sun comes up right away. Good vibes all around. Alright, so this new moon cycle, the root of everything here is just this like burst of creative energy. Generally speaking, like this can be any kind of creation, right? So I mean, for some people it could even be like, you know, you find out you're pregnant, or you get pregnant during this phase of the moon cycle. Other things, it's like you start a new like painting or what have you, but like it's a very fertile time when it comes to creation, okay? Strength card on top of that is kind of interesting. It's just sort of like adding more punch to the fire here, more fuel to the fire, in my opinion. The Angel of Strength just really brings out our strengths at any given moment that she comes up and when it's needed. So through this creative process, we're finding our strengths, we're learning about our strengths, but we're also utilizing those strengths. Okay, maybe we're even using the things that we already know are our strengths. But yeah, our strengths are definitely coming into play for this creative stuff that's happening here, okay? Now this is all at the root of what's happening. Let's see what the catalyst is, which is blossoming abundance. This has to do with the things that we create. It's basically about everything that we create in our lives, the ability to manifest abundance, okay? So it's our ability to manifest all that abundance, that's that kind of energy that's feeding this right here. And what it is that we're actually trying to create, and the abundance that we're trying to create, is happiness. We are literally moving towards just whatever it is that's making us happy. Whether that's a project that's making us happy, work that's making us happy, people, whatever that is, but it definitely has to do with something that we would like to create, all right? And it's tied into our strengths. But yeah, so the catalyst for this, the abundance that we create in our lives, and very specifically, happiness that we wish to manifest in abundance, okay? And happiness in general, just typically, I mean, like, it's in the card as well, but like, if you're doing what you need to do to be happy, then you're healing yourself, okay? So that's sort of just implied. Now, in our growth spot is the broken heart. I'm going to pull another one and see if I can get any more information on that before I go forward. And interestingly enough, 4th chakra, heart chakra, and Archangel Raphael come up right on top of that. So there is some major, major heart work happening in this new moon. So this could be a lot of things, a lot of different things for a lot of different people. Maybe some of you are dealing with the grief and loss of a loved one. Maybe some of you are having panic attacks, because that very much has to do with the heart chakra. Maybe some of you are just finding yourselves really emotional and you don't know why. Maybe you just need to sit down and like cry to a really sad movie and you can't figure out why, but you just need to do it. Whatever this might be for all of you, the energy is moving in the heart chakra right now in a really big way. And the fact that we've got Archangel Raphael with the 4th chakra there, right on top of the broken heart, tells me that the energy that's coming in right now is healing this heart block, okay? The broken heart, you can literally look at this as the 4th chakra blocked, okay? So all the energy that's coming right now is moving that energy, okay? And that block is being healed and it's being moved, all right? So it's not usually a comfortable process, which is why I said that it might be really emotional, it might be panicky, it might be stricken with grief, whatever it is, but you're definitely feeling the feels, okay? Whatever that is for you. But know that whatever it is that you're feeling, will pass, and it is for your healing. You need this energy needs to move, okay? That block needs to go. All right, so that's in our growth spot. That's all out of everything that's happening here. That's what's receiving the most growth. Now, in our challenge spot is contract. This is very business oriented. It sounds like we're struggling with like purpose and work and what it is that we want to do. Let's see here. It sounds like we're not necessarily appreciating what it is that our work is doing for us. Maybe we're stuck in a job or doing something that is just maybe mundane, administrative, or just something that we're just not happy doing, straight up. The cards are saying that maybe just look at and appreciate what this job has given you, okay? Even if you do decide to leave it at some point, whatever this contract is. This could also be a business contract too, right? Quite often this is something that's named to paper, right? So like, I say work because it does tend to just lie in that area. But it could also be like, you know, you're moving into a new house and signing a lease or a mortgage. You might be getting married. That's a big one here. But it sounds like if this were to do with marriage, and there's a struggle there with whatever's happening, whether it's the process of the wedding or what have you, but there's definitely a struggle with that whole process. The advice on top of that is just simply take a step back, whatever this is for you, take a step back, smell the roses, appreciate the little things, okay? Find the blessings in life that either are given to you by this or just outside of this completely. But find the little blessings in life that are all around you at any given time. No matter what's going on in our lives, no matter how terrible, no matter how awful, there are always things that we can look at and appreciate and count our blessings. This card is a reminder that regardless of the challenges that this contract is passing to you right now during this new moon, try to appreciate the things that are around you that are the blessings, okay? Either that were just there or are given to you directly from that. Okay? Now, interestingly enough, I had mentioned that this could be marriage. It looks like for some of you it definitely is, because the Caring Connections is right on top of that. This is sort of like, I mean, you could look at it as a soulmates card. I hesitate to use the term soulmates just because there's a lot of attachment to what soulmates means to a lot of people. But underlying it, it is a soul connection. There is something very deep about the connection that these two people have, okay? It's very, very deep. It's spiritual, it's emotional, it's caring, it's everything. So, being right on top of that, I would say there's definitely a lot of marriage and relationship contracts in the air right now for some of you. Now, being in the opportunity position, that's what this is, it definitely means that there's an opportunity here attached to that for relationship growth. Either some of you who maybe aren't in a relationship, it sounds like there's an opportunity for something new maybe. So that might be a new relationship. It could also be, for those of you who are in a relationship, like it's kind of like taking your relationship to the next level, or evolving it somehow. Whenever we're challenged by something as a couple in a relationship, if you survive that challenge together, it evolves you. You grow together, right? So there's an opportunity here as the pair to move forward and grow. And it sounds like for some of you, it is literally, do I stay with this relationship or do I go? And you're kind of stuck with that. I would say I would go right back to what I said here, and that whatever the challenges that might be coming up, just try and appreciate the little things around you right now, whether in the relationship or outside of it. That might help you figure out what you want to do. If it's the blessings that's like, okay, well, it's great, it's given me all these things, but it's time to let it go. Or, you know what, these things are really amazing and I don't want to lose those things. But yeah, it sounds like there is a direct indecision around this relationship here. So maybe it's time to make a decision, that the opportunity here is finally making a decision. Do I stay, or do I go? Do I, if this is a new thing, do I attempt this relationship or do I leave it alone? Maybe you guys are just friends and you maybe are thinking about taking it to the next level. Or maybe this is just a new person altogether and you're maybe just kind of afraid to go anywhere with it. Whatever the case may be, there is a decision to be made here that you might want to make. All right. Now, in our strength spot, the woman holding heart. Typically, when I'm giving a general reading like this, I read more the archetypes of these cards, and her archetype is sort of the divine mother. Okay. She is very much all about that nurturing, loving, caring energy that comes directly from the mother archetype. All right? All right, so the mother archetype, with her nurturing and caring, wants us to free ourselves of our attachments of who we think we are. All right? So it's sort of like giving yourself what you need. All that TLC, that tender loving care stuff, to really let go of who we think we are. All right? Now, this attachment card, I know for some people it can be kind of scary looking, but like, we all do this. We all have this image of who and what we think we are, especially when we've been in a job for a really long time and we are attached to the identity of who are we without that job or that position. Maybe it's a working title like a doctor, etc., etc. Or maybe it's even just like, I'm a smoker and I can't even imagine who I am without that cigarette in my hand. Whatever it is, it's very much an attachment to the identity of who we think we are. So through the tender loving care here, through the nurturing of ourselves, we need to free ourselves of who and what we think we are. So this isn't done in an aggressive, jarring kind of way. We have to be very loving and nurturing with ourselves as we take off that mask and figure out who we are right now, okay? Because it sounds like in the strength spot, it sounds like that is something we are being challenged with right now. Who are you? Take off the mask, figure it out, okay? But be gentle, be loving, be nurturing with yourself. In the end here, okay, the fruit of our labor here, what this is all coming to. Angel of Love, new connections. Let's see what kind of connections here before I move further with that. All right. So the thinking woman, and her archetype is about education, the intellect. Yeah, I might even say that for some of you maybe are thinking of taking up the teacher role specifically. Given that she is, like, the archetypes tend to be very very different in terms of, like, there's the thinking man here as well, right? But the thinking man is very intellect based, all right? So he would be very much like in the maths and sciences. He's very much the masculine side of the intellect, whereas the female side tends to be much more in the healing and the nurturing side of education. So maybe something like, just for instance, Reiki. If you were going to take a Reiki course or be a Reiki instructor, that's probably much more in line with what's going on here in this archetype. Whatever this is, okay, whatever this archetype represents in the education, teaching kind of field here, and this could also be self-teaching as well, sitting down and just learning like mad, something that you've wanted to pore over for a long time, or something that you're newly interested in, maybe as a result of this new moon. But whatever this is, new connections are being made. The Angel of Love, she is the one who's working in the background constantly, trying to make sure that we don't miss the connections that we are here to make. Like, for instance, a really good soul connection. She will make sure that that comes up, that that connection is made. All right, like, I don't necessarily think of things in terms of like missed connections. I sort of think it is either delayed or I'm not sure quite how to put it. It's not that I believe in direct fate necessarily, but I don't necessarily believe that the future's not quite as set as some might think it is, in my opinion. In terms, at least in terms of our individual lives, certainly not in my eyes. There are certain things, though, that are quite set, and based on how our decisions are made, can certainly be guided in such a way that these connections happen, okay, that they are guaranteed to happen. And when she comes up, these are connections that are coming our way, all right? We don't have to like try and go out looking for them. Sit back, relax, those connections are coming, okay? Sorry for the rant there, guys. So let's look at what the last message from Spirit here is. Okay, so there is this desire, I think, from all of us for more power and resources, all right? So we're seeing a major boost here of power and resources, whether this is something that we're working towards or something that is coming toward us, whether it's just kind of coming into our lives right now, maybe that's an individual thing for you guys, but resources and the power to create, the balance of being, now, again here, this guy's about balance. You can almost see the yin and the yang in this card here with the two different sides. It's about the visualization, being able to manifest it in your mind and then make it come to reality, actually bringing it, manifesting it into the physical world. But there's a lot of power involved in both of those things, right? So the resources to do what you need to do and the power to make it happen, okay? And that's very much, it sounds like, I don't even know if I want to call that the theme of what's happening here, but that's definitely a lot of the energy moving into this. Resources and the power to make it happen. Alright guys, I think that's it. Pan you back up here. That's good. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. I hope you got some kind of message for you. And if you did, and if you like this stuff and this video and my channel, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I am also available on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Shining Empathy. And hopefully there won't be any more delays in readings or leaves of absence like there were. Again, I apologize for that, but thank you for tuning back in. But as you can see, I'm sure you guys have heard it, the jackhammering is still going on. That's actually far, far away from my personal residence here, my personal apartment here right now, so it's not right on the other side of my wall, but for the last week it's literally been right on the other side of this wall right here. So it's been a lot. So hopefully that will tie up soon, and I don't have to worry about having some audio issues during recording. But anyway, until next time everyone, I will see you then. Love and light to you all. Bye for now.